executive session for the issue of personnel. Okay. Public comment period. If you're going to make a public comment, please step to the podium, identify yourself and where you live, and make your comments. Do we have any public comments? Go ahead.
I'm Perkiomen Crossing, Woodland Road. I've been constable for the last 14 years, so but tonight I'm just here as a concerned resident. After talking to some of my neighbors and seeing some postcards that came out, I had some concerns. At the Planning Commission meeting this past one, Mr. Hendricks was asked why his paperwork was taking so long. And his response was, I was asked to take development plans off the plate through the election. Why would he ask that? Public statement made on October 26, 2023 at the Upper Frederick Planning Commission.
So I had talked to Mr. Hendricks in the past, and as many people know, he's been here trying to wheel and deal with the Board of Supervisors.
But this is the Planning Commission.
Understood. But what I'm saying is his comment is relating to a conversation I had with him about his intention of wheeling and dealing with supervisors. And I said to him, you might want to hold off and see how the election goes, because the supervisors might change, and if you try to make a deal with this set of supervisors, the new set of supervisors are not beholden to that.
So there's deals being made?
No, I'm telling him if he wants to come and ask this board that even if they agree to something, if there's a change at the election
You
time.
can't ask them anything, you've got to go through the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission will give the recommendations to the board.
I understand that.
All right, you continue.
All right.
Okay, so that was close to it. And so I guess you're the one that told me that,
Correct.
and again, not sure why. And previously, John, the rest of you, it was stated by a mutual acquaintance of yours and Mr. Landon's, that you played a recording of a phone conversation between Mr. Landman and Mr. Steve Lampman, discussing the development partial along Big Road. Remember that?
No.
Okay. At the time, Mr. Landman was not a township official, but just a concerned resident. So there would be no conflict, no ill doing or anything wrong there. However, what does come into question is, how did you get a recording that violates wiretap laws?
I don't.
Well, you played it for help at the fire out. But that, just food for thought. And lastly, I understand that recently, not too far back, you acquired your realtor's license? You're now a licensed realtor?
Year and a half ago.
Yeah,
Or
a year and a half ago, like when you know this was going on. That being said, it would be very beneficial for you, it might be profitable, to be in good graces with someone like Mr. Hendricks. Are you doing favors, inside information, advice? After all, he was developing land and trying to, that somebody's got to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Convenient. Do you really believe that you can sit on this board, continue to be a supervisor, and be unbiased going forward? Or do you think maybe it's time you resign?
Thanks for your comment, Bill.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
So. All right. So, any other comments? Going once, going twice. Okay, thank you. All right. Minutes. Okay. October 12, 2023 meeting minutes. Do we, had a chance to review the minutes?
I have some.
Do you have any questions or comments? Then I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Treasurer's report, bills to be paid.
All right, the Treasurer's report is in your packet. Revenue collections are at 99.31% of the budget as of the end of the month of October. For general fund collections for the 10 months ending October are $1,384,716. Current real estate tax collections are at 99.41% of the budget. Earned income taxes are trending higher than budgeted and are at 99.18% of the budget with 2 more months to go. Interest income is at 209.11% of the budget due to increased interest rates and changes in certificates of deposit from last year. Expenditures are on target with the budget. Total general fund expenditures as of the end of October are $1,159,998, which is 84.89% of the budget.
Okay. All right, then I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented in file for audit. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so.
Bills are
to be
next,
paid.
yeah, so, the total bills to be paid are $345,624.99. The reason they are so high is we had our payment to Saks and Sons for Faust Road in the amount of $250,000, so a good portion of that is for that.
All right, any questions or comments?
I don't have
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve payments of the bills totaling $345,624.99 and to advance to the treasurer the funds to pay any needed bills or expenditures to save penalties or accrue interest and payroll prior to the Board of Supervisors regular meeting on December 14th, 2023. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Emergency services.
Plymouth ambulance had 20 calls in the month of October, 11 of which were at Frederick Living. And I think we have fire company. Thanks.
All right, for the month of October, we had 17 calls. By the way, I'm Jeff Simon, the Assistant Chief up at the firehouse. I understand last month the word went out, our chief had resigned. One thing, we want to assure everybody, the duties are being fulfilled by myself and Deputy Chief Doug Kenna, excuse me, who were supposed to be here, but he left me hanging. And moving forward, we spoke with Tracy and the township, and we're going to try to have some more transparency for everybody here each month. And we're going to have a, instead of just saying 17 calls, our new reports are going to reflect what those calls were. If anybody has questions, we'll have reports. We also have them broken down. Personnel. I didn't get a chance to talk to you before all this, what we want to have done here, but also if anybody, so you understand what's going on, that we do more than just run calls. We have just under 800 hours of personnel hours. This is pretty low, actually. We're trying to generate a new report, so any of the community can come to us or to the township, and then you'll know exactly what's going on at the new firehouse. Anything else?
Thank you.
Great.
I've noticed
Any
an
questions?
increase on your Facebook page, all the activities that you do
Yes.
with the troops and stuff. I like seeing
I
all of
must
that
tell
in the
you, we have-
community.
We've started a new junior program. We have a lot of kids who are coming into the firehouse. They're extremely involved in that. So they, I believe Jackson and Caitlin, are the ones who, we have, with approval from adults, of course.
Right.
However, they've taken it and run. And actually, we've been notified from other companies, they've stepped up their game because of what we've been doing.
So I definitely.
So thank you
like
for
it.
noticing.
It's fantastic.
They're gonna love
see
to hear
like the
that.
young kids and everybody just participating in activities.
Yeah, and with all our mutual aid companies, we're all joined in, bringing the kids out here. So we're moving forward pretty well.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
What's that? Yeah, we need the events, right? On the 2nd of December, we have the pancake breakfast. It's going to be down here at St. Luke's. 12:16, we're going to team up with the ambulance. We're doing the toy run down to St. Chris again. So there will be boxes in within the community and everything, looking for the toys. You can probably speak on it more than I can, but it's a great event. I mean, it's amazing watching those kids come to the windows and, no, just well worth it. The sand run this year is to be determined. We'll find that out this weekend at our officers meeting. There's a bit of a conflict, but we'll work it out and we'll put it out there. And just touching on the firehouse with the chief being an open position, we're gonna have nominations at this month's meeting. And then next month, we will have elections to elect a new chief. And after that, I guess then we're gonna have to work out moving everything else up.
Yes.
So, any questions for me?
What's the times for St. Luke's for the pancake breakfast?
Do you remember exactly? I thought it was 8.
Before lunch.
8 to 11?
8 to 11, I
I
think.
thought it was
11.
noon. I thought they were talking noon. It'll be put out. Yeah. I'm dropping the ball now. Thank you.
I have 2 things to add for that on behalf of the firehouse. One, we have a Eagle Scout going through the program. His project is to revive the siren at the firehouse. We haven't had a working one, how many years?
I've been there 17, and it was before that.
Okay.
Maybe ask Frank.
Frank?
Frank's been there since 1902.
So we are looking, that's gonna be part of his Eagle Scout project. We had a fire company from the east end of the county who had a spare siren. So we were able to acquire that from them. So we're gonna be looking at, once that project starts, what the policies are gonna be as far as when the siren sounds and for that, so it's not going off for every type of call. And then the other thing is, you may have seen on our Facebook page and in the news, Mike Frederick, who just popped his head up. I'm gonna take the blame for this one, Mike, because you asked Jeff not to, but not
I
me.
gave you a pass.
Was named a hometown hero for his work within the community, between the scouts, the fire company, park and rec, everything he's done for the community over the years. So I'd like to say thank you. Very well deserved.
Maybe we get a speech out of him.
You'll get your park and rec speech. But yeah, so that's all I have. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Water and sewer plant report.
So the plants are running good. Our second booster pump is scheduled to be installed next week. So that will be a very happy day.
Okay. All right. Civil engineers report. Oh, I skipped, so,
Nope.
Public Works road report.
So the report will be out there in the hallway for people to check out. We're moving around right now in the township, prepping, get things ready for our upcoming winter season, which we love so much. We completed our round of seasonal mowing. We did some hot patching, some base repair down in the hollow area that we call, which is Howe, Becker, Gazelle, down in that area. We actually prepped and got things ready for the new playground extension that's right over here. We finished paving our walking trail over at Skillhofer Park. So back now, that was about 60, 70 tons of blacktop that we did down there. If you see us out there, right now we're cutting trees back, limbs back for the winter time so they don't break off with ice, snow, and whatnot. So be careful when you see us out there. Again, we're going to move down to the equipment. Most of this we did in-house. We replaced the diesel exhaust pump, which would be the DEF pump. Service, oil, lube, filter, all that stuff. We did that to the utility truck. The Peterbilt got inspected. We also serviced that. And we had to bring back to life the 2011 F550 since our Dodge won't be ready until next February. So we brought that back. That needed a starter. We serviced that, got that inspected. So that's up and running for us. And the F350, we got heated LED lights for the plows, which is awesome for plow drivers. Questions?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks.
Civil engineers report.
No new updates this month.
Okay. Building inspectors and zoning report.
So there were no new permits and there were 19 inspections in the month of October. I think those were the main things that he had in his report.
Planning commission.
Planning Commission is working on some code updates that we hope to have to the board in December. And the code updates include updates to parking standards, historic resources, stormwater, cumulative impacts of stormwater. So in other words, like right now, somebody could come in and do 999 square feet of impervious and not have to do any stormwater management, and then come in later and do another 999 square feet, and as long as 1,000 square feet is the threshold. And so the proposal is to make things cumulative from the time of passing of the new standard, so that way it's not affecting their neighbors the way it does sometimes now. Alright.
Okay.
Oh, and one other code update that they're looking at is requirement that new sewer plants serving apartments and townhomes has to be in the same zoning district as the apartments and townhomes. And so a developer was in the audience and wasn't very happy with some of the proposed updates. Just saying that. All right.
Okay. Regional Planning Commission?
Jared, did you have anything? They didn't meet this month, did they?
Not yet.
Okay.
The only thing the Regional Planning Commission is working on is updates to the comp plan. They're looking more at historic properties and parks, I believe, so you should have gotten an email from Eric about that stuff, as to what we need to get done.
Okay.
And then they wanna look at, access for emergency services when pretty much this area just shuts down due to flooding. And how we can get from point A to point B. And working with PennDOT on that,
Although,
We become.
so.
I did, based on conversations at the Planning Commission, there was some question raised as to, how much value is there for the township being part of the Regional Planning Commission, because it goes all the way down to Collegeville, and seems to be a bit, and it's a different school district from our township. So I did talk to the county, and if we decide we want to leave the Regional Planning Commission, we have to give a 1-year notice. So it's a pretty substantial process to do. So I think we'll discuss it at the next Planning Commission again, and they can give you guys a recommendation if that works for you guys, or if you have any comments at this point.
I would say see what the planning commission has to say.
Okay.
Parks and Rec?
So the board met on October 17th. The minutes of the September 19th were read and approved. We discussed several items, including the Christmas tree lighting. It's slated for Sunday, December the 3rd, around 6:30. I understand that the guest of honor will be arriving with great fanfare. Also talked about the playground equipment and fencing out here. Was briefed on the developments, and I understand that much more has happened since the October 17th meeting, and that particular project is moving accordingly. Spielhofer Park, we discussed the shade structure. Again, I understand that things have moved accordingly since our meeting. And then we spent considerable amount of time talking about Community Day, what went wrong, what went well. Consensus is that it was a success. No major issues except potentially making sure the crossing on 73 is manned, probably start to finish rather than just when it looks like it's getting busy. should probably have fire police out there from start to finish. We didn't experience any issues, but in the interest of safety, we probably would do that. And our next Board of our next meeting is slated for the 21st of November. That's it.
So the shade structures over at Spielhofer Dog Park are up. Tomorrow, the fabric will all be put on there, so the dog park will be open and ready to rock out Saturday for people.
Friday night.
Friday night, Saturday, yeah.
Okay. Manager's update?
All right, so just going back to Parks and Recreation Board, Steve Zimmerman resigned. He and his wife are moving out of state, and so his resignation was effective the end of October. So we do have an opening on the Parks and Recreation Board. So I'll post that for interested people. Like Steve said, the shade structures in the dog park are just about done. The playground installation is underway. I don't know if anyone was able to see part of the structure installed over there. As was mentioned, I met with the fire company representatives, and we had a really productive conversation, and it's great to see you guys here, so thank you so much. And for the added updates, hydrants were flushed, and the LSA grant for the water system in Perkiomen Crossing is underway. And we did receive a letter of support from Senator Pennychuck.
Okay.
Oh, and I will just note that the road project, Faust and Sweetsburg, overall came in $50,000 under budget.
Okay. All right. Old business. Resolution 2023-10 to increase sewer rates in Perkiomen Crossing.
So this has been discussed the last couple meetings. The recommendation that was voted on last week was to raise sewer rates $10 a month. So current rates are $66 a month, and so with this, they'll increase to $76 a month. I will note that since the letters have gone out to residents, a couple people have suggested that they would like to see sewer rates based more on usage like water is, rather than a flat fee. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I know there are some places that you can use your water usage rate and then take a percentage of that and set your sewer rates based on that. The township has never done that, but it's always an option.
Yeah, but part of our flat rate is to pay the loan on the sewer plant.
True.
So you'd have to separate that out, so it would be,
Well, that's true,
Yeah.
that's true. But I just wanted to share it
Yeah.
because there were a couple comments
I saw
about
on
that.
Facebook.
Yeah, okay.
All right. And look, there was also, last week when we had our workshop session, we discussed a letter that somebody sent out about, it seemed like they had their facts incorrect.
Right, I think there was some discussion that, that the general taxpayer was having to pay for a shortfall of the sewer in Perkiomen Crossing, and that's not the case. We have, the sewer account there is running short, but the water has surplus, and so we're just using the Perk Crossing water to cover those shortfalls.